Okay, so today we're doing a deep dive into some really potent wisdom from the book of Proverbs, specifically chapter 27.
Yeah, it's just packed with these incredibly practical, sort of time-tested insights.
Right. About everyday life, how we manage ourselves, deal with others, navigate the world.
Hmm.
And our goal here is really to pull out some key ideas from this chapter that still feel, well, really relevant for you today.
Absolutely. And it starts strong, doesn't it?
It really does. Right away, it hits you with, don't boast about tomorrow,
Yeah.
because you honestly have no idea what a single day might bring.
Hmm.
It's a real call to humility about the future.
And what's interesting is how fast it moves from that internal thing, that humility, to how we look on the outside.
How so?
Well, right after that, it says, let someone else praise you, not your own mouth.
Right. So don't hype yourself up.
Exactly. And putting those two thoughts together, it feels like there's this deeper insight, maybe. Like maybe real confidence isn't about, projecting that you know everything about the future or constantly talking yourself up.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more about being okay with the unknown. And, well, that actually allows genuine validation to come from other people authentically.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's sort of the opposite of that insecure need to brag.
Precisely. And it doesn't shy away from the tough stuff either.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
It gets very direct about difficult emotions, difficult people.
Like the line about provocation from a fool being heavier than stone and sand combined.
Wow, yeah. That image really lands. It's so visceral.
And then it piles on. Anger is cruel, fury is overwhelming.
But who can stand up to jealousy? It's like it's ranking these destructive forces.
Yeah, highlighting the sheer weight, the power of these negative emotions, whether they're in us or coming at us, and also the difficulty of dealing with, well, foolish or difficult people.
But it also talks about correction, right? In relationships.
It does, and it's quite nuanced. It says, better is open rebuke than hidden love.
That's counterintuitive for some, maybe.
Well, yeah. And then the famous one, wounds from a friend can be trusted, but an enemy multiplies kisses.
Meaning, sometimes the hardest truths, the things that sting a bit, come from people who genuinely care.
Exactly. Those are the wounds you can trust. Whereas someone who doesn't have your best interests at heart might just flatter you. Empty praise.
All right, that fake niceness. It even touches on those persistent, grinding conflicts.
Oh, yeah. Comparing a quarrelsome person, and let's face it, that could be any source of constant low-level strife in your life.
Yeah.
Comparing that to a constant dripping on a rainy day.
You just know that feeling, that sense of something incredibly hard to stop once it gets going.
But thankfully, it doesn't just leave us there. It shifts.
It does. It brings in the positive side of connection, too.
The part that builds you up.
As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another.
That's such a classic line.
It really is, and for good reason. It captures that idea of mutual influence, challenging each other, making each other better through interaction. Yeah, that positive friction that leads to growth.
And that value placed on connection, it extends out to your community, too.
Right. Don't abandon your old friends or your family's friends.
And the practical point it makes. When disaster hits, a neighbor who's actually nearby is often more help than family far away.
It really values that present, consistent support network.
Yeah.
Proximity matters.
Definitely. Then it turns inward again, towards self-awareness.
As water reflects a face, so a person's heart reflects the person.
Mm-hmm. Basically, what's truly inside, you will eventually show on the outside. Your character reveals itself.
And there's a touch of realism about, well, stubbornness, too.
Oh, yeah. Though you grind a fool in a mortar, you will not remove his folly.
Yeah, some things, some attitudes, you just can't force change through external pressure. It's an internal thing.
And that links to how we're tested, doesn't it?
How so?
It says a person is tested by the praise they receive, like how silver and gold are tested by fire.
So how you handle success, how you handle flattery or adulation, that reveals your true substance.
Exactly. What you're really made of.
And this kind of wraps up with this incredibly grounded, practical advice about stewardship.
Yeah, really down to earth. Be sure you know the condition of your flocks. Give careful attention to your herds.
Basically, pay attention to what you actually have, what you're responsible for.
Because riches don't last forever. That kind of external wealth isn't guaranteed.
Right. But if you're diligent with what you do, have the hay, the new growth, the animals providing milk and wool.
That creates a different kind of security. It comes from consistent, careful work, not just luck or fleeting fortune.
So pulling it all together, Proverbs 27 covers so much ground.
It really does. From character, folly, wisdom, to the nature of real friendship versus, empty flattery.
Navigating difficult relationships, the power of that iron sharpens iron, mutual growth.
And just the fundamental importance of taking care of what's actually yours, that stewardship piece.
It suggests real security maybe isn't found in chasing more and more or boasting about the future.
But in tending to the present realities, looking after what's right in front of you. That diligence provides a stability that, say, chasing wealth or power doesn't.
Which brings us to a final thought, maybe something for you, the listener, to chew on.
Yeah. The chapter mentions near the end how death and destruction are never satisfied, and kind of implies human eyes, human desire are similar, always wanting more.
Always looking outward for the next thing.
Right. So the question is, given that unending hunger, how does shifting your focus really deliberately to reflecting on the state of your own flocks, whatever that means for you, your responsibilities, your relationships,
Or faithfully looking after what's been entrusted to you.
how does that offer a different perspective, a different path to maybe true security and fulfillment compared to just feeding that endless desire for more?